Hi there, and welcome to this day in history for May 23rd. May 23rd is the 143rd day of the year in the Gregorian calendar, 144th in leap years, with 222 days remaining to the end of the year. Today's word is prolific. Prolific is an adjective that means producing young or fruit, especially freely, fruitful, causing abundant growth, generation, or reproduction, marked by abundant inventiveness or productivity. A prolific writer is one who has written lots of books. With at least 80 movies, I'd say Keanu Reeves is a prolific actor. The word prolific comes to us from French, Middle French before that, Latin before that. First known use of the word prolific was in 1650. Prolific. And with that, South Carolina ratified the United States Constitution as the 8th state on May 23, 1788. In the research for today's video, I came across something I hadn't ever thought about, and it has to do with the musical instrument, the accordion. Yes, the accordion, often called the squeeze box, sometimes a windjammer. They create a unique sound, and I've included a link to a video that explains how they work if you're curious about that. That said, it was on May 23, 1829, that Austrian inventor Cyril Demian was granted a patent for the accordion. There is some debate as to who first thought up such an instrument, but Cyril applied for and was granted the patent. Accordions. Eric Carle was an American author, designer, and illustrator of children's books, and is notable for such books as The Very Hungry Caterpillar, The Grouchy Ladybug, and Brown Bear, What Do You See? He illustrated more than 70 books, most of which he also wrote. His books have been translated into more than 66 languages, and more than 145 million copies of his books have been sold around the world. Eric Carle was born in the United States, but his mother was from Germany and she was homesick. So they moved back to Germany, back to her hometown when he was about 6 years old. His father was drafted into the German army for World War II, and when Eric was 15, he himself was conscripted into service digging trenches. Eric Carle, like his mother, became homesick for the land of his birth, and finally made it back to the United States in 1952. He got a job as a graphic designer before being drafted into the U.S. Army during the Korean War. He was able to return to his old job as a graphic designer when he got back, and his work caught the eye of educator and author Bill Martin Jr., who asked Mr. Carle to collaborate on a picture book, thus beginning his career as a children's book writer and illustrator. He and his wife founded the Eric Carle Museum of Picture Book Art, which is devoted to the art of children's books and is located in Amherst, Massachusetts. I'll include a link to their website. We mention Eric Carle today because he passed away on May 23, 2021 at the age of 91. Eric Carle. Before we get on to the song of the day, I'll just mention that I will include a link to a previous episode for May 23rd in case you'd like to see what we talked about in a previous episode for this date. Today's song is My Guy by Mary Wells, written and produced by Smokey Robinson. This is a sweet little song from the point of view of a woman declaring her love and loyalty to her fella. Ms. Wells was a young woman of 21 when My Guy was recorded and released in 1964. She became Motown's first female star, and My Guy became her signature song and biggest hit. My Guy reached number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100 on May 23, 1964 for the first of 2 weeks. My Guy by Mary Wells. Link in the description. And I think that's going to do it for us today. Thank you so much for watching. Consider subscribing if you haven't already. Feel free to share this video with a link in your email, messaging, or social media. If you enjoyed this series, you can check out the playlist that contains these videos. I'll put a link to that in the description. That description lives on YouTube, so for other platforms, I'll include a link to my blog page that's called No Really. You can also find me on Rumble, BitChute, and Getter. all those links in the description. Alrighty, that's all I can think of right now. Thanks again, and I'll see you next time. Do not disturb.
Okay, I turned Do Not Disturb on.
Good job. Third time better be a charm. There's no "the" there. One more time. Attracting. Just read the whole thing over. Are you making some sound? Get on out of here. Yeah, we're gonna edit that out. Don't alienate people who can be helpful to you. Flinging happiness all over the place. Alrighty, back to work. I think we got it this time.